My name is Faye Al-Wadi, and I'm an exchange student from Bahrain, a little country in the Persian Gulf in the Middle East. The initial shock I usually get when it comes to me saying that statement is the fact that I'm from a country and from a region that not many people are fond of. I have been told. So I've been told how people like me are not wanted around other people, and due to the fact that the reputation we've got, I'm not surprised. And it just shows people's different judgments towards other people instead of thinking about me personally. Okay, my mission initially when I first came here was to change someone's point of view of me. To not have the first thing they think of be my Arab heritage. To have someone like my parents, to be that a representative of my country that I could be proud of. And just the fact that I wanted to just change everyone's main idea. The biggest issue that I think I've come across since I've been here was a couple of weeks into me first coming. I was helping someone with books at the back, helping her put books in the back of her grandfather's car, and her grandfather kept making jokes and I was laughing, and he asked me because of my funny accent where I was from, and I said I was from the Middle East, and he took a step back from me. I had never met this guy in my life, and I had thought I had personally affected him, and it just made me feel like I needed to explain myself when it wasn't necessary. And it just changed how I viewed myself. It changed how I wanted to present myself and how people changed for different people and how people presented themselves to me. My initial thought with stereotyping Islam is I think of my grandmother, someone that smothers me and feeds me till I'm sick, or tells me she loves me every second of every day, because that's what grandmothers do. I know I'm her favorite. So just the fact that I think of my friends and family back home that are a bit quirky and silly, and I think of a nation of people that are brought together because of one similarity, like the rest of us. All of us have something similar to one another, and that's how we're all connected. I'm going to be very patriotic with you guys here. I do love America because of the people I've been exposed to and the talent that radiates from each room that I enter. And it just goes to show how the friends I have come to know and the family that I have met and been introduced to here that I'll cherish forever. One of the first conversations I ever had with my host brother, he asked me a very stereotypical question. If I rode camels to school. Till this day, I don't know whether he was being serious or not. The answer is no. And it's just a way we tease each other, and you take it with a pinch of salt. All in all, first impressions make a very valuable change to someone. And just how you represent yourself can change someone's entire point of view of what you represent. My first impression of America was when I went through immigration in DC, and I was talking to the guy over the desk, and he was really fun, and he was really out there, and he was being so nice, and I thought he was really cute, so it was a plus. And so we started talking, and I handed him my passport, opened it up on the page of my visa, handed it to him. He closed my passport, took a look at it, took a look at me, and stopped talking to me. I didn't know what it was that I had done, whether I had gone across some sort of boundary at immigration, but I got my passport back, and I didn't realize that my whole front of my passport was written in Arabic. And somehow that freaked him out. I don't know. So it was just, that was very scary for me because I hadn't even met my host family yet. I didn't know what they were going to think of me, whether they were just ship her back. So it just goes to show how one thing can trigger how you overthink every situation. Another thing with experiences is that it makes you or it breaks you. When I decided to come here, I was like, okay, this could go really well or it could go really bad. It's going good, so yeah. But it just shows how different people react to different situations and how your tolerance builds and you manage to go through all these different experiences that you would never get to do anywhere else. I think the biggest issue that I dealt with was the fact that I was scared of not being liked. Not being liked because of my background and not being seen as a person but being seen as an object or an item that I didn't want to be a part of. Something that I didn't want to be represented as, and I couldn't stand the idea that people thought that way. I think it was just the fact that I'm a learner. Everyone here in this room is a learner and a teacher. So you learn, and then you teach the site, whether it's your opinion, or it's fact, or it's just theories in general, but just how you learn one day and you teach the next. So I came here to do that, and it's the same vice versa. I learn new stuff every day, and it's really funny what you get to. But when you learn from other people, you learn what's really out there. What's outside the box. You think of how this person thinks and how opinions vary tremendously. The thing I admire the most about people here is the fact that everyone has their own opinion. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. But like, everyone has their own opinion, everyone has their own point of view, because it would be a very boring world if we did not have our own opinions of stuff. It just is so funny because you're stereotyped as something so different. Like, character-wise, whether you take 10 years to convince someone to do something or 1 second, it just shows your character, and that's what really you should be judged on, your character. One of my really, really good friends here constantly reminds me of the fact that I squealed in her ear the first time I ever met her, and I was a bit out there the first day, because I knew that if I didn't put myself out there, no one would reach out to me. So I literally was like, hey, hi, my name's Faye, and she decides to remind me about that every time I see her. And it's just that idea that you have that with someone, that you will be remembered for something as simple as that. And just the term foreigner was used around me a lot when I was first here, and I had to Google it. Sorry. And the first thing that popped up was strange and different. So, but I think everyone's foreign in their own way. Like, we're all foreigners somehow. We're all different to one another, and we might freak each other out sometimes, but we can make each other laugh and have a good time together. It's how we all relate. And it's a laugh or cry situation. You either laugh about something or you cry about it. It depends. There's no right way to react to a situation. I was really, I didn't do very well when I first came here, and I would just cry, and my host family knows this. Like, it was really tough being so far away from home, but it was a laugh or cry situation. Crying got me nowhere, so you might as well laugh it off, because that's how you deal with the situation. I think another really big question that I got is if my mother was safe with my dad. My mom's a British citizen. That's why I have a funny accent to you all. And a lot of people constantly ask me if she was safe with my dad. I think my dad is more afraid of my mom. So, and he knows this, and he knows that if it weren't for her, he wouldn't be where he is today. And it's a love I aspire to have in the future. And it just goes to show, like, how different. See, my parents in the 80s, like, my mom taking a selfie, she's very high-tech. And just how they supported myself and my two older sisters that live in the UK and study and work, and we must deal with so much. My mom being very compassionate and my dad being the type of person he is, very education prone, making it known to us that we should be independent and we shouldn't rely on our significant others to have whatever we wanted in this world. And I think my dad, we fight constantly, but I love him, and that's normal. That is normal. That's what a normal family does. And I'm very proud to say I have a very normal family, not stereotypical. And it just goes to show how similar we are in different ways. When I think of people now, because the people I've met here have changed my point of view of a lot of things, and we are all different in amazing ways. We have faults, we have issues, we have problems, we have love, we have hate, we have passion, we have compassion, we have anything, and we have justification of what is right and wrong. And it goes to show how different but similar we are. And it just, when you think of like me talking, I'm a 16-year-old. I know half of you are like, well, 16, she knows nothing. Like, but I'm an age doesn't equal maturity person. If you don't agree, it's your opinion. It's okay. And it's just how you deal with situations. And when like you're put out there in the middle of nowhere, no offense. Like, no offense, honestly. Okay, so when for example, I was asked someone asked me where I was from. I say the Middle East, and she says, if I'm from Michigan. No, I'm not from Michigan. Someone coming up to me and asking if I smelt of oil. I hope not. So it just goes to show how different people are exposed to stuff. And it's just, when you deal with people, it's common courtesy and etiquette to just let them speak of it. You have the right to represent yourself, and you don't have to think of a background image to change your whole point of view of someone. It's what they bring to the table, regardless. So so what was the beginning? So how do you not offend anyone? Listen. You just listen. You listen and you do what you were told when you're younger. If you have nothing nice to say nothing at all. Thank you very much.